Could a trusted surgeon, a man sworn to save lives, really be capable of taking his wife's life in cold blood? For 17 years, the answer was unclear, and the case of Gail Bierenbaum's disappearance grew colder by the day. But what happens when new technology cracks the ice on a case that was thought to be unsolvable? The year was 1985 when Gail Bierenbaum vanished without a trace. Her husband, Dr. Bob Bierenbaum, a respected surgeon, claimed she had simply disappeared during a trip to visit her parents. But the more investigators dug, the stranger the case became. Was he telling the truth? Or was the man they trusted to save lives hiding a deadly secret? For over 20 years, authorities were left with little more than questions and no answers. But in 2006, something changed. A single piece of evidence, long overlooked, would finally shatter the silence and reopen the case. And when the truth came to light, it would reveal a chilling twist that no one saw coming. This case, with its twists, lies, and stunning revelations, would become a symbol of both the fragility of justice and the resilience of those who refuse to let the truth be buried. On the night of July 7, 1985, Gail Bierenbaum was last seen alive. Her husband, Dr. Bob Bierenbaum, a well-known surgeon, told authorities that Gail had gone away to visit her parents. Yet her friends and family would soon notice something strange. There was no word from Gail after her trip. No phone calls, no letters. She had vanished without a trace. As the days turned into weeks, her family began to worry. Gail was known to be a woman of habit. She wouldn't simply disappear without telling anyone. But the police found little to go on. There was no ransom note, no evidence of a struggle, and no sign of foul play, at least not on the surface. Bob Bierenbaum's story seemed plausible, but was it? Was his wife really just gone? Or was there something darker at play? People began to question Bob. He was a highly respected surgeon, but his story about Gail's disappearance was inconsistent. Initially, he claimed she had left for her parents' home, but there was no sign that she ever made it there. Bob said they had been having some marital issues, but nothing that could explain her sudden disappearance. Investigators discovered a strange detail. Bob was seen on the night of her disappearance at a remote airfield where he had access to a private plane. The investigation started to take a darker turn. In interviews, Bob's calm demeanor appeared unnerving, almost too composed for someone who had just lost their spouse. And when police dug into his past, they found troubling clues. Bob had been hiding things that would raise serious questions about his innocence. As the investigation progressed, the public's suspicions grew. Bob Bierenbaum, the man everyone trusted with their lives in the operating room, was now under suspicion for the disappearance of his wife. Yet, despite all the questions and doubts, there was no hard evidence to charge him. It was a case stuck in neutral. The police were left with more questions than answers. For over 2 decades, the case of Gail Bierenbaum's disappearance sat cold in a drawer, gathering dust. But in 2006, a breakthrough came from the unlikeliest of places, the world of forensics. During those years, forensics had made giant leaps. DNA testing, previously unavailable, had revolutionized the ability to solve cold cases. Investigators started to look at the Bierenbaum case with fresh eyes. They focused on re-examining the evidence from the original investigation, starting with the airfield, where Bob had been seen the night Gail disappeared. The small airfield became a key focus of the re-investigation. Bob had claimed he was simply flying his plane, but the police now found new evidence suggesting otherwise. They discovered a missing piece, a bag that could hold crucial evidence. Inside the bag, authorities found a blood stain, but it wasn't Gail's blood. It was Bob's. The plane that Bob had flown on the night of his wife's disappearance was now under suspicion. What had happened that night? New forensic techniques allowed investigators to uncover more details about the flight, revealing that Bob had taken a short, unexplained flight to a remote location. That location would soon become central to unraveling the mystery. And a phone call in 2006 would reignite the case. A tip from a source with new information led authorities to reconsider the timeline of events. This tip was enough to prompt the reopening of the investigation. Using advanced DNA techniques, investigators re-examined Bob's home and discovered what they had missed years ago: traces of blood in a hidden part of his garage. More importantly, they found a part of Gail's clothing, bloodied, torn, and discarded in a way that suggested a violent struggle had taken place. In 2008, after years of investigation, Bob Bierenbaum was finally arrested. The trial that followed would be one of the most dramatic in recent true crime history. Bob's defense was simple. He hadn't killed his wife, but the evidence against him was overwhelming. As the trial unfolded, Bob's lies began to unravel. The jury heard details of his erratic behavior and conflicting statements, and with the new forensic evidence, it became clear that the surgeon had something to hide. Finally, in 2009, after nearly 2 decades of waiting, justice was served. Bob Bierenbaum was found guilty of the second-degree murder of his wife, Gail. The courtroom erupted in emotions as the long, unsolved mystery was finally put to rest. After 23 years of uncertainty, the murder of Gail Bierenbaum was solved. But the haunting question remains: how could someone trusted to save lives be capable of taking one so brutally? The case of Bob Bierenbaum is a chilling reminder of how even the most respected figures can harbor dark secrets, and how justice, though slow, will always find its way. Now, with Bob Bierenbaum behind bars, the truth about what happened to Gail has finally been revealed. But for those who knew her, the pain of loss remains. The case will forever stand as a testament to the resilience of those who never gave up searching for answers. If you found this story as shocking as we did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more true crime cases like this one. Let us know what you think in the comments. What's your opinion on this chilling case? And remember, justice may take time, but the truth will always come out.